What's going on, Activate family? Coach Iain back with you for another class. Thanks again for tuning in. Today's class is going to be working on our power, so a lot of extension through our hips and our knees, ankles, pretty much through most of the joints in our body. We really want to get that acceleration, get off the ground, get moving. Before we get started today, I just want to say I hope everybody's staying safe and healthy. Sounds like we might be seeing everybody sooner than anticipated, so we're really excited for that. But for now, let's just focus on staying good and healthy and ready to go for the future. So, that being said, today's focus, we're working on our rotational power. So, right, a lot of hip movement, they call it the transverse plane, right? So, movement rotationally across our body, and a lot of single leg stability. Okay, so incorporating those two into a lot of those workouts. Now, I know that's pretty common for a lot of athletes. Maybe you guys are, you like to go out and play tennis or whatever it is on the weekend with friends and stuff like that. A lot of that power and a lot of that stability, it comes from that rotation, right? So if you think about it, even coming through on a swing, playing tennis, or any sort of sport that you play, more than likely you're going to be doing a lot of rotational power and single leg stability. So that being said, we'll get started with the workout or warm up. And we'll just go with our usual warm up. Start with some knee hugs. We'll go 5 each side. Try to pull those knees under your chest. One more time. And going on the back side, let's go some heel to butt grabs. Add a little heel raise on that, excuse me. We'll go back and forth 5 times again, 10 total. Little heel raise. We'll get those gastrocs nice and fired, ready to go. Couple more each side. Last one. Next, let's spread our feet a little wider than shoulder width apart. We're just going to open up our hips. All right, so we're just going to go. We'll start going counterclockwise here. Throw the hips forward, out to the side and back. I'm going to open up that hip joint on both sides here. And as we kind of warm up a little bit more, we can start to sink our shoulders down to the ground on each angle here. A couple more times here. Last one. Let's go the other way. Get a bit of a low back stretch as well. Sink a little bit lower as we go down. Two more times here. Last one. And perfect. Hopefully those hips are nice and loosened up. Low back a little bit. Next, let's do a kick with a reach, right? So kick with our right foot to our left hand, back down, touching the ground. Okay? Here we go. Let's go 5 each side. Show you guys the profile view. The other leg here. Nice dynamic, sort of active warm up. Good. Next, we're going to just do some squats here. So shoulder width apart. We want to go for depth, right? We're not going for any sort of explosion yet, just keeping those hips nice and warm. So sink down to the ground and right back up. We'll go 10 total. Each time try to get lower to the ground. And 10. Once we're done 10, shake it out a little bit. Go to the ground here. We'll start doing some gas pedals, right? Stretching out our gas shocks and go back and forth 20 times. Nice and easy. Next, we'll work on our fire hydrants, right? So we're kicking out our hips to the side, activating those hips again, with 10 each side. After 10, switch sides. After those 10, let's do 10 straight leg kickbacks each side. Switch. Next, let's go into some T-spine reach-throughs, right? So left hand on the ground, right? Threading that needle with the right hand, dropping that shoulder to the ground. Right back up. Let's do 10 each side. Switch. Helps a little bit more if you follow your hand all the way up. You reach through with it. Get more of a range of motion that way. And 10. Next, let's go into pelvic tilts here. Forgot to do these ones, so let's go right. Go cat camel. So we're pushing our back of our spine up to the ceiling. As we come down, we're pushing our butt out, flexing our low spine. Go 10 times. And 10. Awesome. On our stomach, scorpions, we'll start with our left leg, reaching over top of our body. Keeping our right shoulder on the ground. Might feel a couple pops in your back. Hold for about a second or so. Back and forth 5 times. There's 2. 3. 4. And 5. Next, just to get that low spine a little bit more, let's go right to that child's pose. Just kind of rock back and forth here. Really stretch out our lats and sort of our external obliques too. You can change the angle by moving your hands side to side. All right, let's get up on our feet. More of a dynamic sort of warm up. Get the blood pumping. Let's go high knees 20 times. Here we go. After that 20, we're going to go right to butt kickers. After that 20, we're going to drop down in those drop squats, touch our hand to the floor, feet together, back down to that drop squat, other hand. We're going to do 10 times total. Focus on dropping those hips. 7, 8, 9, and 10. Good. By now we should be completely nice and have we should have that blood flowing, nice and warmed up, maybe a little bit out of breath like myself. And we'll get started with the first series. You need a quick drink? Grab one. I don't have any sponsor today. I'm gonna have to tough it through, but if you guys have a water, make sure you have that by your side, and maybe a towel as well. So today's first series is gonna be a core workout as usual. Again, we're working in that transverse plane, so we're gonna work on that lateral side, coming across our body into that sagittal or that front side, working on that power. So starting with Russian twist. Again, body's in a V. Butt is our fulcrum. We're touching each hand to the ground. Your opposite hand, so if I'm reaching to my right side, your left hand should be right next to this right hip. If that makes sense. Coming back. Okay? We're going to do 20 times total. So 1, 2, 3, all the way to 20. That's the first set. The second set is windshield wipers. Again, on our back. We're getting that transverse, that rotational angle. Feet are going to be up in the air as straight as possible. We're coming down side to side. Okay? 10 times total. So you should be touching each side 5 times. Think of it as like your feet or your legs are like a metronome, back and forth. And then last but not least, we're going to be doing bicycles. Okay? So these are going to be in this instance. And as we pedal like we would on a bicycle, our elbows are touching our opposite knees. Left elbow to right knee, right elbow to left knee. Okay? 20 times total. We're going to go for 3 rounds to start. So Russian twist. Here we go. Round 1. And 20. Right into those windshield wipers. 10 total. So there's 1, 2, 3. Remember, try to keep those shoulders on the ground. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Last but not least, we'll stay right here. Right into those bicycles, okay? Here we go. And 20. So, quick sip of water, go right into that second round. Now, with those Russian twists, make them a little bit harder or a little bit more challenging for those who aren't maybe feeling it as much. Drop your chest lower to the ground. Then try it. Let's get started with round 2. Here we go. And 20. Into the windshield wipers. Again, straight legs. Don't let your legs fall to the ground. Try to get them as close as you can without touching. And right back up. 3. And 10. And I'll show you this angle for the bicycles. In case any of you guys are still confused. Here we go. Legs up. And 20. Hopefully you guys have a light sweat on. Maybe those abs are burning a little bit. And we want to get them firing before we really start getting into that foundation exercise. Let's go on to our last round here. Right into some Russian twists. Here we go. Remember, if it's too easy, drop those shoulders to the ground. Right, the 10 windshield wipers. And 10. And last but not least, biceps. And 20. Great job, guys. Grab a sip, cool off. Quick towel break, and we'll move right into that next series. Forgot to get a little hip flexor stretch in, so if you feel a little bit tight, join me here. We stretch out our hips. Twist. Oh. Switch sides real quick here. Okay. Now into our next series. More of a neuromuscular kind of control. So this kind of more applies to directly into whatever sport or maybe you guys some active activity that you guys do. Right. So you might see a lot of these movements. Again, kind of how I was talking at the beginning. If you're into tennis, basketball, football, any sort of recreational sport that you guys might play, a lot of these movements are incorporated. You may not realize it, but in that transverse plane, right? We're always using rotation. If you think about it, maybe you're playing basketball and you're playing defense, right? You have to open up your hips, open up your knees, and you have to be able to move, right? But not just move, you got to be able to move fast with a lot of power. So, in order to control that in that plane, this exercise is kind of designed to be able to be stable and strong, and most of all, be injury preventative. So, starting with a 2-foot stick, if I'm facing the camera, I want you guys to turn 90 degrees. We'll start 90 degrees to the right side. All we're going to do is step towards, so I'm stepping towards the camera, so if you guys are facing the right, I want you to turn back 90 degrees where you were, left, right, okay? So we're stepping, we're pushing off our back leg, and we're going left, right, okay, into a stick. Now when we push off, it's not just a step, okay? We really want to load that back foot, really push off with power. So we're pushing off our back foot, our toe, sort of our mid-foot area, and as we push off, right, our knee is staying over top of our back foot, driving into almost, we're going to jump into like a 45-degree angle, right? Into a left, right. Our lead leg is just lifting off the ground. Front leg, lead leg, lifting off the ground, landing first, left, then right, okay? We're going to do that for 8 times. Here we go. As you start to get more comfortable, right, I want you to start picking up the pace. Walk it back. Really focus on driving off that back leg. Remember, athletic position, hip hinge down like I am. Don't worry about the upper half. We want to focus on this bottom half for now. 2 more times here. Last time. Good. Now, we're going to do the same thing, face the other way. So now, if you're pushing off your right, now we're pushing off our left, right? So same mechanics, we're just reversing it, okay? Whatever you do with your left, you're going to do with your right, vice versa. Again, driving off our left foot. Left foot should be slightly in a little bit, right? Knee over top of our toes. Driving off our midfoot, landing right, left. Eight times here. Go for number 4. Remember, we're not fast, we're more powerful. Nice and strong on that land. Two more here. Last one. Good. Now, kind of building on that, we're going to add a little jump at the end into a stick. So stick just means on that left, or playing nice and strong on that left, right, so don't really push us over. Again, we'll start on our right side. Building on it, this time we're just going to go 5 reps each side. We kind of got that foundation down. Again, driving off our right, left, right. Once we're here in that stick position, vertical jump right back down. Okay? We're going to go 5 each side. Reset. As we explode, right, we want to drive our arms through, head as high as we can to the sky. So really working that vertical jump. 2 more here. Last one. Let's walk it back. So sides. Again, whatever we did with our right, we're going to do with our left, and vice versa. Pushing off our left foot, landing right, left. Just like that. Okay, let's go for 5 reps. Really drive off that back foot. As you start feeling more comfortable, let's pick up the pace a little bit. We go stick. Land nice and strong. Again, make sure we're leading with our right leg, pushing off the ground, and all that power is coming from our back leg. Let's go 1 more here. Last set of this series. Now we're going to add, we pivoted into a vertical jump, stick, down. I want to land 2. As we jump, we're actually turning another 90 degrees. So, should be starting facing the right side, ending facing the left. After that jump, full 180-degree turn. So it looks a lot like this. Same mechanics we're working on, pushing off our right foot, landing left, right. As we jump in the air, we're turning another 90 degrees, and landing on our left side. Okay, again, let's go for 5. Reset. Okay, we still want that explosion, that power going up to the sky. 2 more here. Nice and strong on the way down. Last one. Good. Face the other way. We're starting on our left. We're ending on our right side. So let's walk through this one. Right, left, stick. As we jump and explode in the air, landing on our right side. Another 90-degree turn. Nice and strong. Walk back. Let's go 2 more. One more here. Good. Grab some water to finish here. We'll move on to our next series. So, I hope you guys have broken a little bit of a sweat by now. Now we're moving into our foundation movement, right? So extension through our hips. Again, best way I find to really incorporate that is really going through a cross lunge. So similar to sort of the pattern that we're moving already. Perfect. I'll wipe off real quick. Okay, as I was saying, so moving into that cross lunge, similar to the movement we were doing already. If you guys picture yourself as a clock, right? 12 o'clock is straight ahead. If I'm looking at the camera, you guys are looking at me. 12 o'clock straight ahead. 3 o'clock, 6 o'clock. We want to aim for right about that 4 or 5 o'clock area with our right foot. Planting with our left, dropping back. We're not turning. If you notice, we're not turning. My foot isn't turning with my body. Okay? Foot is facing forward as much as we can. We want to externally rotate our hips, really open them up into that transverse lunge backwards, right? Now, as we come across, the reason it's called a cross lunge is because we're making sort of a cross across that clock. If that makes sense. Dropping to about 5 o'clock. As we come forward, hip is staying forward. Coming to about, 11 o'clock up here. Now, that pivot foot is always staying forward, right? So we're internally rotating that hip now as we come forward and right back. Okay? We're going to do 5 and 5 each side. Then we're going to switch 5 and 5 into a single leg hip bridge. So, seen any of my workouts before? You guys know the hip bridge. Again, on our heels, raising our butts off the ground. Single leg in the air. There we go. 8. Switch. 8. Okay? So 5 lunges each side. It should be 5, 5, 5, and 5. So 20 total. And then we'll go into the single leg hip bridges. 8 on each leg. Okay? We're going to go for 3 rounds. Here we go. Let's hop right into it. There's 3. Remember, try to keep that planting leg straight as possible. Last one. Let's switch legs here. So this one, if our right leg is our planting leg, we're going to about 7 o'clock all the way to about 2 o'clock. And it helps to turn your chest with your knee. So as we're stepping, shoulders should be over top of our knee like this. Let's go one more. Good. Shake it out a little bit into those single leg hip bridges. Here we go. Heel up. Back down, going up and down with those hips. 8. I did a little bit of extra credit. I went 10 there. Down with round 1. Grab a towel, wipe off for a second. Let's go right back to those cross lunges. Here we go. Starting with our left leg planted. So 3 more. Last one. And switch legs. Couple seconds here, in case you guys are finishing up some of your reps. All right, let's hop right into it. Four more. Last one here. And good. Let's go down to the single leg hip bridges. Again, to make it a little bit more difficult, we can always scoot our heel further away from our body. Really activate our hamstrings underneath. After 8, you switch. And 8. Done with round 2. Well, one more round here. We'll go into the next set. All right. Last round. Here we go. Last one. Switch legs here. Two more, or sorry, last one. All right. Shake it out when we're done. Didn't see this, but I do actually have a sponsor today. They were drinking Carlsbad alkaline water. As you can see, nothing but the best here at Activate. Pretty refreshing too. Shout out to Dana. All right. Moving into single leg hip bridges. 8. Switch legs. After those 8, done with that foundation movement, and we'll move on to our next series. Next series, again, we're going to build off of what we just did, shorten down the rep count here, because it's going to be more of an explosive movement. So, into lunge jumps to a single leg stick. So, we just did lunges. Now we're going to do the exact same movement into a lunge stick. So, we're jumping, landing, sticking, okay? If you lose balance, sort of like I just right there, just reset yourself. We'll go again. We're going to go 4 here, 4 here, 4 here. Last but not least, 4 here. Okay? Shorten down those rep counts a little bit. Again, same movement, pushing off our back leg, opening up that hip as we land. Shoulders be over top of our toes, nice and steady, okay? Reset. Want to get some height and a little bit of distance on it. When we land, we want to make sure our knees are over top of our toe. We don't want that valgus force inside. Okay? That's how injuries occur. Cool. Reset if you lose your balance like I just did. Hold for a second, right back. Let's go. 2 more since I screwed one up. Last one. Go. Up to 11 o'clock, planting off our left foot. Last one. Go. All right. Back to what is that, 7 o'clock here? So pushing off our right, this time landing on our left. Last one. Up to 2 o'clock here with our left foot. Two more. Good. Next, we're going to go right into the side plank. So we're going to superset that. The side plank. Add a little leg abduction. We're going to go 6 each side here. And 6. Down 6, switch sides. Again, pushing our hips out. We don't want our into that hip hinge like we usually do our athletic stance. This we want our from our ankles all the way to our shoulders to be straight as a board. Stiff as a board too. And 6. Working on a little TFL strength on that lateral side as well. Okay. Right back into that second set. Here we go. Stick it, right back. And last one. Up to 11 here. Quick movements, right? Explosive. Last one. Now, with our left leg, again, pushing out. We want to make sure we're driving. When we're driving off our right leg, we want to be driving off that midfoot, right? So not off our toes, not off our heel. That mid sort of ball of the foot. That's where we get the most power and explosion into that hip hinge. Okay? 1, hold it for a second, right back. Now, I didn't really go over this a ton because we're kind of working on our hip hinge and our footwork a little bit, but it does help. It is kind of athletically sound. As we drive through, we swing our arms too, right? So we don't just want to be kind of loose. turning like that. It's going to be nice and stable, so it helps to drive our arms through as we go. But as long as we have our footwork and our mechanics down, kind of in our lower extremities, it's something we can kind of build on in the future. Last way here, after 2 o'clock. Last one, go one more here. And down to the side abductors. And 6. Switch sides. And 6. So sit if you need it. Go for one more round here. All right, lunge jump. Here we go. Remember, if you screw up at all, just reset yourself. Happens all the time. If it starts to get a little bit too painful, right, we can always just go back to our regular lunges. Instead of just a regular lunge like we were doing before, almost like a lunge jump, right, with a single leg balance, we can just let that leg off the air. So take off that plyometric aspect. Okay, 4, out to the top left here. Back left, 7 o'clock. And out to our top right. Last but not least, side planks here. 6 each side. And 6. Quick sip of water. We're almost done here, guys. And with a little stretch today. Kind of cool it off. Today's a power day. We're really focused on that lower extremity. A little bit of our shoulders, but mostly our hips again, knees and ankles. So we'll start with, just opening up our hips again. Just want you to kind of lunge back and forth. And as we get more comfortable, sink a little bit lower to the ground. Again, this is just a stretch. Feet together. Right, open up those hips. Elbows in between your knees. Push out with your elbows. Really open up that groin or adductors here. Stretch it out. After we're done with that stretch, let's figure 4 it into that piriformis stretch. Right leg kind of crossing over with our left leg straight back and down to the ground. We can have that little T-spine reach through to get more of a stretch. Switch sides here and we'll call it a day. And 4. Thanks again for tuning in today, guys. Again, Coach Iain, thanks for joining our power class. I'll be back again on Saturday, but hope to see you guys soon. Stay safe, stay healthy, and have a great rest of the week.